You know, something aside from a combination of getting lucky and cursing the mother of the person who invented this. This took a minute to find because I think AGV is maybe discontinuing the Sport Modular, which is a shame because this is one of my favorite helmets, and I've tried a bunch of different helmet styles and helmet brands, and it's not only one of my favorites, but in my opinion, one of the best if you're looking for this Sport Modular type. And I personally tested this one using my face to push this helmet against the ground in my recent collision, and it did a great job. Everything still works. The visor works, the modular part still works flawlessly, but I have a new one. So this will be my third AGV Sport Modular. All of the ones I've had up until this point have been the simple but very pretty tricolore design. I could not find that one, and again, the limited variety that's currently available, I hope AGV does not discontinue it, but I did get this one. I finally found it in my size. It is dark refractive carbon black. So aside from pictures, I've not seen this helmet in person, and I'm very excited to get a peek at it and see what I'm dealing with. So what do we have in the box? The Pinlock lens and the different chin guards, some stickers, some instructions. Very cool. But let's see what this helmet actually looks like. So take off this nice cover. Poor helmet, you did a good job. All right, then, very well packaged helmet. Oh, all right. Oh, okay, this is something I didn't realize, and I don't know if it's easy to see, but this is actually almost reflective. I guess that's the refractive part. Very cool, very cool. Get all of the packing material out of the way. And let's see, we pull these decals off. Oh yeah, there we go. I love all the remove before use. I did this once where I forgot to remove this one. And talk about an awkward feeling when you're on the highway and the sun gets in your eye. You go to flip this down and it says remove before use, you know, right in front. But oh, what a nice job. I really like this design. I thought I wasn't gonna love the fact that the AGV symbols were not in the Italian colors in the tricolore, but no, it pops in person. But I really hope they don't stop making this. All right, so aside from unboxing, what I got to do is also the setup. So AGVs come, the Sport Modulars, with no communication. I have been using the AGV ARK. It's a Sena piece, a little bit of road rash from the collision, but I like it because how sleek the design is. You know, it just clips in place, and same thing with removal. And I have that same mount adapted to my Pista GPRRs, and I like that we can just go from helmet to helmet to helmet. It's always connected to my phone. Everything's set. It connects to the other helmets that I ride with. You know, there's no thinking. It's just clip it from helmet to helmet to helmet and go. The first thing I'm gonna do to set this up is I already pulled the matte carbon vent pieces off my old helmet. This is it's an add-on from AGV. The top one just pops off, as much as that makes me cringe, but it literally just pops off, and the new one, you just line it up and it pops in place, and I think has a pretty cool look, matching matte finish. Rear one, pull it up, press in on the retainer, and then it just pops out. The slightly used carbon fiber one just gently goes in place. Oh, nice and nice. Give it a clean, it'll all look perfect. It already looks perfect. And then the one that kind of makes me nervous is the front vent. I don't know if screwdriver is really the right way to do it, but you know, it's the way I found that works. It always makes me nervous, but I like to just get in here and pry it and pop it off. Oop. Don't need that one because we have the nice new carbon one. And again, line it up, pop it in. Beautiful. So now we're 100% carbon fibered out. Next, we're going to rip into the old helmet itself because there's nothing wrong with this, so we can reuse it. And I've purchased a bunch of stuff through the years, so I have extras of, you know, the glue to mount it and pads and everything else. So we can just pull this off and swap everything over. Should be fairly straightforward, fairly simple. In order to do that, though, we've got to get this all apart. AGV, I will say, makes things very, very straightforward, I think, and I think they have a well-made design. So we'll pop out the old microphone. We can leave the little Velcro pad that you have to put in because we're going to install a new one in here. The other thing we got to pull out is the speakers. I was afraid of that. The Velcro piece where it mounts stayed stuck. So we'll see if this gives me a problem. It's occasionally in hot weather popped off on me, but you know, I can't blame it 100%. Huh, that's an interesting piece to pop loose. Didn't pop loose in the accident, so I'm good. But yeah, I've had them come loose. You know, you're dealing with heat and all that stuff. Here's an example of one that I crazy glued or super glued in because it was popping out. This was a new one that I had used as a replacement because I had the original one go bad, and I've had these speakers for several years. Again, no complaint. If after a few years I have one with a speaker connection go bad, I'm not going to complain the abuse that these things go through. The next step is to peel this off. Now, I am happy that this helmet is not going to be reused because I don't have to worry so much about any scrapes or any damage to the helmet. Oh, there you go. So it's on with just two-sided tape. And it came off clean. Nice. So we can refit some tape on it and get it lined up, mocked up on the new helmet. I'll have this set up, ready to go in no time. Seeing as how I've had so many of these spare parts around, I'm not going to reuse the microphone, and I'm only going to reuse the one new speaker. I'll hold on to the second one. Here's the second new speaker. But the first thing I have to do is get this 3M double-sided tape onto the old adapter and ready to mount on the helmet. Once that tape's installed, which if you're buying this new, it comes with it already installed. But lining it up, pretty straightforward. You know, I do it kind of by eye, but and once you get it in more or less like that, you know where you're going to put it, where you're going to line it up, pull it off the tape and stick it on. Oh, I hate this transfer tape. If anyone has any tips on an easier way to remove this, you know, something aside from a combination of getting lucky and cursing the mother of the person who invented this, please let me know. It's always a fight for me. I don't know if it's me or if this tape is just Satan's spawn. I'm unsure. Yeah, if you got any tips on that one, because I'm sure I'll be doing this again in the future on different helmets, and man, it's always just a giant pain. So I just press it in place, and because I want to see what it looks like, pop the ARK unit in, and that's it. Slick. You know, if they're going to stop making these helmets, I'm going to bet they're going to stop making these ARKs. And this thing's gotten quite a bit of abuse. Probably be smart to order another one and hold on to it. Because if this is my last one, I'm fingers crossed I'll have it for a while. All right. Pull the inside apart, run the wires, get the speakers. A couple of pads you got to remove to get the speakers in place. But it's a pretty straightforward install. It really gets the helmet set up, ready to ride anywhere, everywhere. I mean, just beautiful, well-ventilated, stylish helmet. In my opinion, it's my favorite, and it's gotta be one of the best that you can get. So, let's get this thing apart. Same as before, we just pop that lower piece out, but this time there's an extra piece, an extra step. So in the event that you don't want to use this with the ARK or any sort of communication system, you could just leave these covers, these ear pad covers in. And this is a spacer. I don't use the spacer because otherwise it crushes my ears. Maybe I got a big head, I don't know. This is a large. The first one I bought and used for a while was actually an extra large because I thought that was comfortable. That was what I needed. And I realized once everything wore in that it felt way too loose. So I ended up swapping that out for a large. That'll be that one that protected me. So another large it is. Once you get these out, it's pretty straightforward. It comes with all of the material you need to add this foam, this felt or whatever, into that hole, that cavity where the speaker goes, so that the new speakers can use Velcro to attach themselves. Same with the microphone. Comes with a little piece that we get right inside here, so the mic can get mounted and come out and function properly. So let's get that installed and ready to start going together. The new microphone gets a pretty new cover, which is nice because, you know, they get all messed up over time. And all you have to do to mount the mic is this little piece of 3M foam. Kind of annoying part with all of the stuff that I've had through the years for these helmets, I don't seem to have the foam backing for the speaker mount. So that might be something that maybe I glue right from the start, since I know I'm likely gonna have to glue again anyway. We'll see. But I get everything in place aside from the gluing of the speakers, right? So they'll be in place, just not glued. But that's as straightforward as the microphone install is. Comes around, beautiful. And then we just run the wire. Again, real simple, straightforward. That's why I like this thing. It just works. It doesn't have maybe not all the latest and greatest stuff, but it looks sleek. It transfers helmet to helmet, fits nicely, nothing hanging off the side, and it just works, you know? Sometimes that's what you want. In fact, most times that's what you want. This thing is reversible. Has a warmer side, and then when you flip it, it's the cooler side. So I'm gonna leave it on the warmer side as we're heading into winter. Now, run the wiring. So I did find a couple pieces of foam, which worked out. I'm gonna suggest to anyone that goes this route, though, you know, you might as well just crazy glue it or super glue it in place, because, well, it's better to do it now, even if it doesn't need it, versus being out and about, being halfway across the country somewhere, and the speaker starts falling off. The speaker starts, you know, dropping into the helmet, into your ear. It's extremely, extremely annoying. So highly, highly recommend you do this anyway. The cool part is you can get it together and snapped back in place, and you can glue them anytime you want, because the speakers are readily accessible. So we'll just get the wires tucked up and run, and start to get the chin mount, the chin part inserted. You know, not the chin, but the part that goes around the back of your neck. Make sure the wires are tucked in, all of that, and clear of the mounting tabs. And then I'll show you something pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. You pop it back together, pop the ARK on, you're ready to go. Only thing left when you get a new one of these is to install the Pinlock, which this helmet comes with. Again, everything that AGV does is just simple. You know, you just push down on the tab here, and it comes off. I mean, and it fits together well. It's just a really nice design. While I install the Pinlock, I'll leave you with this parting trick. The AGV is now connected to my GoPro, and I'm talking through the headset. I don't do this often because, well, it doesn't sound that great, but I do think it's a cool option or feature. So I wanted to show that. Pinlocks are really cool. I love the anti-fog aspect of them. And they're pretty straightforward and simple to install. There's a film that's on it when you first get it. It's another one of these films that just doesn't want to come off. This is one of those things where it's like, if you wanted it on, it would never stay on. But when you want it off, I mean, it's an act of God and Congress to get it off. But these things do a great job. They're actually super simple to install. You just kind of get one side in place, all right? And then basically you just push your helmet out. Well, not your helmet. You push your visor out, and once it pops in, it has a little groove where it sits. It's that simple. It's that straightforward. We put this thing back on. Again, you can see it. It's just a push piece. And this is fighting me because the helmet's moving. But if I had a better grip on the helmet, it's 1, 2, 3. All right, that's the setup. That is the AGV Sport Modular in carbon refractive that I'll be using. Good helmet. If you go with one, I'd set it up like this and run with it. And if you want one or you're interested in one, I definitely would reach out and see if you can find one in your size or the style you want, because I got a bad feeling we're not going to have these for much longer. And that's a shame. Okay, just wanted to share that exciting piece of news. Old helmet is being retired. I will probably save it, maybe put it up at work as a reminder. But yeah, now we're ready to go. So until next time, have a great day, ride safe, and see you out there.